Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Visionary Leaders Podcast. My name is Aisha Harley, and I'm one of the founders, and we are thrilled to have you here with us today. You can join us every Monday at 10 a.m. as we explore all things wellness, essential oils, and doTERRA. If you ever miss an episode, you can catch up anytime on YouTube, Apple Podcast, or Spotify. And you can stay connected with us by signing up for our newsletter and text reminders at hellovisionary.life. Today, we have an amazing call with Blue Diamond leader Marty Harger, and she is going to give us an overview of the new program that doTERRA is launching, designed to help you earn an extra $500 a month easily and sustainably. So whether you're just starting and or you've been building your business for a while, this is a powerful way to grow with purpose and earn a little extra cash. Okay, Marty, I'm going to pass the call on over to you.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Aisha, and thanks everybody for joining us today. I want to start out by saying that I first want to ask a question to everyone. I'm going to be focusing today on the new compensation plan, Elevated, and the Power of Three and Power of Three Boost. If you are on this call and you have ever earned a $50, $250, or $1,500 Power of Three bonus, would you put the words yes in the chat right now for me? I'm trying to get a sense of people's awareness of the overall program. Great. Looks like some of you have had that. If you have not earned that bonus before, but you're interested to know about how you can you put no in there? So I know about how many people have not earned this yet, but want to hear the basic. Anybody out there? Or just looks like everybody's earned something, which is fantastic. Okay, the second thing I want to tell you is that I'm going to get started by sharing a PowerPoint. And while I'm doing that, because this is a somewhat mental game for me, I am not going to be able to look at the chat. So I am now going to turn off the chat for myself. If you have questions, you can put them in there and I will be happy to look at them later. What I'm going to do right now, though, is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to be sharing with you this presentation.
And Marty, sorry to interrupt you, but there is one person who has not earned Power of Three.
Okay, great. Thanks. Appreciate that. Ariana, thank you for telling me that. Okay, so I'm going to focus on the PowerPoint and using this to explain this program. Today, my focus is to help you understand how you can earn $500 a month with doTERRA. And some of these things you can actually do this now, of course, but this is what's going to officially begin June of 2025, as was announced by our CEO just this last week with Kirk Jowers. You probably received an email about that. And hopefully you've received an email letting you know that there are many opportunities for you to learn more. It certainly doesn't end with this presentation today. But we're going to be talking about doTERRA's compensation plan Elevated. This is the program that begins in June of 2025. They've been talking about for many months now. And I want to really focus on what I think is the best return on investment with doTERRA, which is the Power of Three, and the opportunity for you as a wellness advocate to earn income with doTERRA. On the digital marketing kit program that you can log into, you can download this handout that explains all of the elements of the new compensation plan Elevated. And today I'm going to focus again on the Power of Three Simplified and the Power of Three Boost. So this last page of it, if you will, is what we're going to focus on today, because each of these components are worthy, I think, of a call to understand more. So the qualifications to earn doTERRA's monthly Power of Three team bonus and the potential for $500 a month comes from a few simple things. One, you have to be a wellness advocate. Two, you have to have a 100-point loyalty reward, or what we now call rewards order, each month. Three, you set up direct deposit option for doTERRA to get your commission. Four, you take action by following the PIPES approach, which I'll review briefly in a second. And number five, importantly, You're going to work with your upline leader or the corporate account management team to structure your team for success. And for those of you that have been involved in doTERRA for a while, you want to know that there are important things that are different in the structure moving forward that you're going to want to make sure that you're all set up for. So good idea to get an appointment in with an account manager if you qualify for that as a silver and above. But let's talk about the pipes for a minute. Just briefly, here's the idea, right, of a pipe. You put people in the front, you move them through the process, and out comes the income. That's the whole idea of building a residual income with doTERRA. So the PIPES letters, P-I-P-E-S, is an acronym for the following. Prepare is the first thing. You got to learn about a few products that matter to most people. Then I invite, you got to talk to people about it and just see what they're interested in. And then 3 is present, P. The P in pipes, the second P is about presenting. Share what you've experienced and suggest products for people. E for enroll, help them get their own doTERRA account. It's super easy now. They don't have to, pay an extra fee to become a member. They just pick out the products, you put it together in a little link, and boom, they're a member. And then you support them. And this is the really key part. You're teaching people about the value of maintaining their well-being and health by participating on purchasing with the rewards program, where they get the bonus points and they get the best deal. And most importantly, they maintain their health and well-being. So this is the part that is really important. It's simple. It's really the basics of how we build a business with doTERRA that creates income. So you use the products, you share the products, and you teach other people how to do the same thing. So on the call today, I'm going to focus on the Power of 3 bonus and the boost. This is truly your best return on your doTERRA investment. When you place your order, you have the opportunity to create this income stream for yourself. In the elevated compensation plan, there's some definitions that we need to go through today. So the first is, what is the Power of 3? The second is, what is the Power of 3 boost and the personal growth volume? And then how do you earn $50, $100, $250, $500, $1,250, $1,750 a month by enrolling an ongoing team rewards orders? I'm then going to go into a little bit about the reports that are going to be available from doTERRA. Some are already available, and the calculations so you can monitor your progress as a business owner. And then the resources where you can learn more. Super important to keep our minds learning the wording, learning the way to describe this. So I want to give this a caveat. I'm going to give this my best shot today. And I have asked my fabulous upline Blue Diamond leader, Danny Larson, to jump in if I steer us off course. And Danny, just unmute and jump on in, okay, if something doesn't sound right. I want to tell you guys that I have listened to many calls. I have been on private calls with my account manager. I have gone through this with Danny multiple times. I've listened to it, studied it, read it, etc. I feel like I've got it down, but there are little nuances in doTERRA in our wording. So sometimes we have to remember that it takes time to learn it and then do it and then teach it. And that's what we do as wellness advocates. We have to get to the point with this where we've heard it enough times and we've said it out loud enough times that we feel confident we can teach other people, because that's what we do as leaders. So I'm going to encourage you to grab your Intune or your rosemary and repeat in your mind this little mantra: I am good at math. I am good at math. I am good at math. And I thought that was what I really need to say to teach this today. So there's a couple of things about why doTERRA has put this together. And one of the main things is that they've realized through the years that they wanted to have a way to reward financially the early active builders. And in other words, for those people who jump into doTERRA and really want to build a business, they're on the go, they want to give them an opportunity to really earn money. So today what we're focusing on is how you can earn $500 sharing the products that you love. So first of all, doTERRA allows you to earn 20% on the products that new enrollees purchase through you, right? That's our fast start bonus, and nothing about that has changed. So the first 60 days, somebody's buying products through doTERRA, you're making 20% of whatever they purchased. And this is a great bonus. It comes to you weekly. But then there's a chance for you to earn additional money quickly with the people that you're enrolling and helping them learn how to use the products on an ongoing basis by buying them on the rewards program. And that's the power of 3 and the boost bonuses. So you can earn up to $100 a month for getting the 500 rewards volume directly under you. And you can get it up to $500 a month, a boost, when you help 3 people do the same thing, that duplication that we're always looking for as we build our doTERRA business. I'm going to get into these concepts in much more detail now, but this is just kind of an overview. And then I really wanted to kind of summarize what's different, because for many of you on this call, since you've already earned your power of 3 or are doing that now, I wanted to just remind you what you'll be compensated for moving forward. The power of 3 bonus is paid on the rewards volume and the structure of your downline. So the only personal enrollment requirement you have is you have to have, moving forward, 1 person buying a 100 plus rewards order each month on your front line. Okay. So again, this is rewarding you for the volume and where those people are in your downline. The power of 3 boost bonus is paid monthly in addition to that base power of 3 bonus, if you qualify. And the way you qualify is determined on your personal enrollee's growth volume of purchases over the past 12 months. To earn the boost, you must be enrolling regularly and adding rewards customers along the way. So these two are not tied together, is what I'm trying to point out here. You can earn the power of 3 bonus, as I say here, based on the volume of your downline and how it's structured, as long as you have 1 personal enrollment buying every month on your front line. But the boost is where there's additional money for you if you are actively enrolling people and adding them in as rewards customers. You're really going to start to see your income increase. So let's go through this a little bit at a time. You're going to see with this presentation today that I'm saying things or showing you visually in a couple different ways so that you can hopefully absorb that information, especially for those of you that haven't heard this before. Hopefully everybody's heard it a little bit, but if not, hopefully we'll cover it. Okay, so the way that this works is for the power of 3, the new volume-based level 1 bonus is based on, number 1, you have to have a 100 personal rewards volume. And then you have to have a group of people on your front line, they call it a pod, and their total rewards volume has to equal 500. Of that 500, 100 of it has to be someone you have personally enrolled. So let me show you what that looks like. On this level 1 bonus, here's you with your 100 point order, and here's your pot of 500 all on rewards. And one of these people on your front line has to be a 100 PV minimum order in order for you to qualify. If all that stuff's in place, you get $50. Yay! That's the best. Similar to what we have now, but nowadays it's a little bit different than that, right? So the qualification is, again, 1 person and the pot is equals 500. I took it, made the graphic just a little bit different because I felt like it was easier to see without little heads in there. So here's my 100 person, my rewards order, that's my enrollee of 100. And then this 400, anybody could have enrolled them and put them there, okay? But they have to all together, this has to be a minimum of 500 on your front line. All right, moving along. Let's say you're ready to earn your $250 bonus. This is where you take it down a level, but here's the really cool thing. Remember when I said earlier that the power of 3 is all about the volume of what's ordered, not who you personally have enrolled. The only enrollment requirement is that 1 person on your front line. The rest of this having 3 pods underneath them of 500 each, okay? So basically, if you can help 3 people on your front line to set up a pod of 500 with one person they personally enrolled, you help them get their 50, you're going to get your 250. So it doesn't really have the same requirement of exactly which people in each level are qualifying you. You can have on this level for you to earn your money, you don't have to have anyone below you earning a power of 3 bonus. You can keep building this business or being compensated for the power of 3 without your having enrollment of any of the people below you other than this one person. So this is about the volume that your people are buying on rewards. Just keep that in mind. Okay, we're going to go through this a couple different ways. If you want to earn your 1250 bonus, you follow the exact same rules that you did to get to your 250. You just want your 3 frontline people to do the same, and you take it down another level, and you're going to earn a 1250 bonus. This is, again, sort of similar to the way it is today, but the difference is that they call this a pod of 500. And those pods have to be set up that way. And they are an opportunity for you to earn the income without necessarily each person below you having the perfect structure. If they want to earn the money, they have to have the perfect structure. Hopefully that makes sense. And I can explain that more after. All right, let's go back through this one more time. The power of 3 bonus is paid on the rewards volume and structure of your downline. Again, hopefully, if nothing else, you'll get this one today. That the only personal enrollment requirement is one person, here's this green person, getting a 100+ rewards order every month on your front line. If that is true, then you can earn up to $1,250 a month with the proper volume and structure in the downline. All right. Now we're going to start to talk about the boost. So let's say you've got your basic power of 3 in place. The power of 3 boost, again, is paid monthly in addition to that bonus that I just talked about, this one. It's in addition to that. You can earn this it's determined based on your personal enrollees' growth volume over the last 12 months. So if you're going to earn this, you got to be active. You got to be building, right? You got to be working the pipes, and particularly that enrollment and support role. So let's talk about how you can earn $100 a month using the power of 3 and boost to get your products paid for. And as our topic is for today, how to earn $500 a month by duplicating what you have done with your front row people. So double your payout. This is what we're trying to get to. You earn the basic power of 3 and you get the boost. You do this as you continue to enroll and get new customers on Doterra rewards every year. So I'm going to walk you through an example, and then I'm going to break this down so you learn about some of the vernacular, the new terms they're using. The power of 3 boost works where, first of all, you have to be earning your power of 3 bonus. You could be earning the 50, the 250, or the 1250. And then you need to reach personal growth volume targets to earn the boost of your earnings. So for example, if you are earning a $50 power of 3 bonus and your personal growth volume of the people you've enrolled is 400 or more, you're going to earn a total of $100, 50 from the power of 3 and $50 from the boost. That'll equal 100. This is how you get to your 500 now. If you're earning the 250 power of 3 bonus and the personal growth volume of the people you've enrolled that month is 800, you're going to earn a total of $500, 250 for the basic power of 3 and 250 for that boost. So let's break that down a little further. The power of 3 boost is paid to wellness advocates that you're able to boost your payout by achieving personal growth volume targets. And you're going to see that acronym PGV. Remember how we say like LRP used to mean loyalty rewards program. Well, PGV is personal growth volume. Each wellness advocate is eligible to earn 1 boost a month and will be paid the highest boost that they are qualified for each month. So I'm going to go through this chart a little bit slowly because I have to do that to get my brain around it. Personal growth volume. Now we're talking about the people you have personally enrolled. They can be anywhere in your organization, by the way. They do not need to be in a certain physical structure. They can be anywhere in your team. So let's go through left to right here. If you've earned your 50 power of 3 and you have personal growth volume of 400 or more, you're going to earn $50 additional bonus totaling 100. Get it? 50 plus 50. If you're earning your 250 power of 3 and your team's personal growth volume is 400 points or more that month, you'll get a $50 bonus. But if your volume is 800 or more, you'll get a $250 bonus. This 250 for level 2 plus the $250 boost equals the $500 you can earn for that month. And then the same goes with level 3. If you're earning your 1250 power of 3, doTERRA pays you one of these bonuses that allows you to earn up to $1,750 a month just on this one power of 3 and boost alone each month. So go back down here. Again, you're going to hear me repeating stuff on purpose today. So this is you. Let's say you earn your 50 from your level 1 power of 3 and your team has 400, your personal enrollees have over 400 points in rewards orders that month. You're going to get $100 total. If you're earning your 250 and you've got over 800 in personal growth volume, you're going to earn 500. So let's dive into personal growth volume. This is the foundational metric for earning the boost. Personal growth volume, or PGV, is the total rewards volume generated from your personal enrollments that you've made in the last 12 months. They call it a rolling 12. So this is the month of April, okay, as an example. A rolling 12 would be the people's orders from May of 2024 through April of 2025. They will calculate that. Does that make sense? That's 12 months in a row. I call that a rolling 12. And in the payout for April's business, that payout comes to you in May 15th. But that's the calculation of the 12 months. Only the rewards volume ordered after the enrollment month is counted. So the month somebody enrolls, they don't count that volume towards this, okay? Because that's their enrollment order. Same goes for a re-enrollment order. Their first month doesn't count. The personal growth volume, or PGV, includes orders from individuals anywhere in your sponsor tree, anywhere in your downline, okay? They don't have to be in a certain place. So I'm hoping that's kind of sinking in. Personal growth volume. These are my enrollees, what they bought on rewards this month. And I'll show you how this qualifies. So let's go through this. And this is based, by the way, I pulled this off of the handouts. My feeling is if you're going to learn to talk about this to other people, I would suggest you look at the handouts that you'll be using to teach from and work with those graphics. So this is on that, right? This is on that handout right now. And you can see it's volume 3, January 19th, 2025. And you can download that from the digital marketing kit. Okay, personal growth volume, PGV, rewards volume ordered in the current month from personally enrolled members who enrolled in the previous 12 months. These must be rewards volume ordered after their month of enrollment. Okay, a lot of words. Let's back up. I want you to pretend it's January 2025, okay? And these are people, these names are people that I've just pretend Marty's personally enrolled these people. In January 2025, they bought rewards orders. Now, other people bought orders too, but these are my personal enrollments and they're all over my team. I don't know where they are. So anyway, this is what they bought, okay? In this calculation for January, you can see that it totals 575 PGV, personal growth volume. That's what all of my enrollees that I bought, and they're all that are on rewards. This is what they bought in January. These were people I personally enrolled over the previous 12 months. But Lacey gets a big X because she was someone who enrolled 13 months before January. So her order doesn't count in my 12 rolling months. Does that make sense? So if I crossed off November, December, pretend those aren't even there, I can only count the people that came in starting, or excuse me, November, December, and January. I can only count the people who I enrolled starting February through January in the month of January. So this is the rolling 12, is these folks that enrolled, even though they placed an order, it doesn't benefit me for the power of 3 boost. It benefits me in other ways, but not in the boost. Okay. All right, let's move on with this. One more example. So get the Intune, get the Rosemary. There's a lot of numbers on a page, but I want to show you this. We're going to walk through this together. The total amount of rewards volume in the current month from personally enrolled members who enrolled in the previous 12 months. Okay. So here's my friend, Jenna. And I enrolled her October 21st of 2024. And I want you to pretend it's November now. Okay. So here she is. She's buying 100 PV every month. She buys 200 in July for the special. And now we're calculating Marty's November 25 power of 3 boost. And it has to be at least 400 in order for me to earn a $50 boost. Okay. And then here's Scott. I enrolled him in December, and here's Emily, and here's Eve. And these 3 are buying every month because they love the products. And so here they are, 100, 100, 100, and then they get to 200, bam, bam, bam. They all bought the special. So in the month of November, you can see that in my rolling 12, right? Because it would be calculating people who placed orders on rewards. I only have 300, so I'm not going to make my 50 that month. But the prior month, my total was 400, and I did make the boost. So this kind of data, by the way, guys, all of this is in reports that Doterra is providing to us. You don't have to do this by hand because it would be really crazy. So the good news is you'll be able to see this, but I just want you to get an idea of like how people come into your business. The first month they enroll, they are not counted in this total, but they're month 2 onward, basically month 2 through 11 of their first year with you, their rewards orders will count towards your potential to earn a boost. Think of it that way. Okay. And the people are coming in at different points because you're periodically enrolling new people. Let's say you wanted to do the $250 boost because you're really trying to earn that $500 a month. Here's a list of people on the left side of all the people, let's just say I've enrolled, and every few months I'm enrolling some people. And then they're starting to place rewards orders. So now we're coming up to the month of October. And in this month, you can see Heidi did 125 and Isaac at 150 and Jane, et cetera, et cetera. So the total of my personal growth volume of the people I've enrolled over the prior 12 months was 825 personal growth volume. Yay, it's over 800. So I get my 250. Yay. Now it's November. Oh, wow, look at this. Same thing. It's over 800. I get my 250. December, it's over 800. I get my 250. Yay. And in this report, you can see how many months are remaining for each of these individuals to be a part of my PGV calculation. So this is something that helps us see that as we are continuing to enroll people, like this isn't like I'm enrolling, hundreds of people a month. In this example, I'm enrolling one person a month and getting them to understand the value of buying doTERRA's, certified pure tested grade oils and supplements to support their good health and using them on a monthly basis. And the result is that I can earn the power of 3 and the power of 3 boost. So how do we get to earn $500 monthly with doTERRA? Well, first of all, you need to qualify for your level 2 bonus, as we've discussed, and you can earn then the $250 boost by having personal growth volume of 800 minimum on a given month. When both those things happen in the same month, you earn a $500 bonus. Yay! Okay, now let's say you want to earn a $1,500 bonus. Here's another example for those of you that are looking to build your $1,250 bonus and adding, if you have 800 personal growth volume, you get a $250 boost, total of $1,500. Okay, now you're probably like, whoa, or maybe you're like, yeah, I get it. So anyway, I want to say that the really great thing with Doterra, and I applaud them for this, they have put together so many fantastic ways for us to learn. If you are like me and you are a very visual learner and you need to draw it and write it down, they have these handouts. They have an overview. They have PowerPoints. They have charts with calculations. And then they have talks. They talk about why on the YouTubes. They have like information that you can listen to. They have podcasts. And in fact, starting this week, they have live calls they're going to be doing every week. They're going to do a compensation plan elevated webinar. Anybody is welcome to join these. And I would urge you to listen to this over and over as much as you can get on them and learn about the new plan and how you can use it to maximize your income with Doterra. Secondly, you can sign up for one of the daily deep dive question and answer sessions. And these are small groups of people, maybe 5, 6, 10 people on a call, where you can ask specific questions about your team and structure and have somebody help you understand what it is that you will need to do to take actions for your team to maximize the plan. Finally, they have a podcast series. But what I love about this is they've broken it into little episodes. So you can listen to little bits of it, like, oh, I just want to hear that Power of 3 thing one more time. And you could listen to that one over and over. You don't have to listen to the whole 2-hour program. And then finally, they have all types of tools you can download from the digital marketing kit. That's where I got most of my stuff. And so there's handouts, there's PowerPoints, there's recordings, videos. There's so much on there. So definitely check that out. If you want to really understand it and how you can maximize it, here's the QR code. You're welcome to scan that and get some of the materials into your phone and start watching and learning. Finally, when you get to your back office and you go onto the quick reports, which is over to the right side of your the front landing page of your dashboard, you'll see these quick reports for some of the things that they're giving you already. They already have the personal growth report for each of us. They have your team growth volume, which is related to the unilevel commission. I'm not talking about that today, but you'll want to know that for that. And your team qualification transition report, which is also something that comes in handy. Finally, I think there are a number of other reports that'll be coming, but just to let you know, much of that's there now. And I would just encourage you to go look at that and see if you can start to understand it as it relates to your Doterra business or the business you are hoping to build. Finally, some of us are very tactile people. That's me. I have to take a pen to paper, a pencil to paper, but I like to fill in the data myself. I love the reports Doterra provides, but I really do like to go in and write down the names of the people and what their orders are or what their potential orders are from the detailed genealogy in my downline. And quite frankly, for those of us that have been involved for this many years, 17 for me, this is how we had to calculate in the beginning because there weren't any reports. So I made this little form and I've sent it to Aisha. She can add it to the email that'll come out after this if you want to use it. I made something like this in the very early days for the Power of 3 calculator. And it's where you go in and, you write down the names of, Emily, Sue, Beth, David, and Steve, and you put the amount that each of them ordered, and you can see for yourself that, okay, great. I have, you can say, well, I have now reached my 500 PV because I always have Marge over here and she does her 100 points. And then I can go in and do the same for each of these other levels. What I like about the Doterra reports is that they show you what has already happened. But what I have found over the years is that I need to sometimes, I'm talking to people and their order maybe hasn't processed yet, and they're going to go in and do something with their rewards order to add something to it or take advantage of a sale or this and that. And so I like to do my own calculations because that helps me to feel like I'm understanding where people are going with their orders and how I might earn some of my level 1, 2, and 3 power of 3 bonuses and potential boost. So I just want to tell you that's there. You don't have to use this at all, but it's something that I do. So finally, I just want to say thank you. I want to urge you to listen to Doterra's version of this and recognize that repetition is really required so that you can learn this, and then you can go out and do this in your business and teach other people in your downline how to do the same. The elevated compensation plan is kind of like learning a new language, and so it takes time, and be patient with yourself. If this isn't your strength, it will become your strength if you focus on it. So I just want to thank you all for listening. I'm going to now stop the sharing and take a look at the, if there's any questions in the chat and see.
I have some things I'd love to qualify and
Yeah.
talk about. Can we bring up that you're beautiful, I love it, the blank chart, the last one?
Yeah.
That's
Feeling
that's
chart.
brilliant, Marty. Thank you for that.
Yes, there's so much there, but I was thinking I learn when I think about real time examples. So before I go into that, I want to go through kind of a real time example. Let's look at that Power 3 calculator. One thing I wanted to point out, this is to people who are already reaching towards or have or getting their 250 and their 1500 and are familiar with the old plan. I'm speaking to you right now. One thing I wanted to just highlight was this is one of the things that is really making this easier for many of us is if you notice in this Power 3 calculator how there's only one spot up there on level 1 that says your enrollee of 100. Presuming you are the top person, okay? And you're receiving your 250 or your 1500. What is easier about this business plan for us is that all that we have to worry about for our 250 or 1500 paycheck is that one personal enrollment. And then worry about and think about strategically the pods below us. It is the job of each one of those pod top people to worry about their own personal enrollment if they want to get paid. What is new is that we can still get paid and get our bonuses, our 250 and our 1500s, even if those top persons of their pods do not have a personal enrollment and are not doing a full order. And that that's the case for many of us. So it's one of the things I just want to highlight that is really making it more simple. It doesn't seem simple, but it has simplified the ability to maintain this bonus. Yeah,
that's a great point, Josie.
Yeah.
I didn't exactly know how to word that, but I think that the key is this is based on the volume, not on you holding enrollments in all these places in order for
those people who are above each of those pods. In the current system, the people above each of these pods has to have 100 PVLRP order. And in this system, they don't.
Right.
So they can be inactive, but there's still that volume flowing through their business, flowing through our business, and it qualifies us then for these bonuses. So that it's taking away a lot of some of that nitpickiness that was in the last plan.
I think the Power of 3 is really both as the plan or the Power of 3 bonus and as the boost is primarily focused on you, the builder. It's a little bit different emphasis than it has been in the past, where you had to have more of your teammates also doing the same thing you were doing. You can encourage them to do and hopefully will, but it's not required, as you said, for them to build a Power of 3 bonus if they're not interested. because you can earn this from just the total volume on levels 2 and 3 of 500 pod, of each 500 pod.
Yeah. And then the next thing I wanted to do is take it through, like, let's say I had a brand, either a new person interested to make some money, make $500 a month, or an old customer or wellness advocate who is, ready now to do that. And I want to sort of take through the example in my own mind of what that would look like. And the way I would teach that person, let's just call her Jen. I would teach Jen to find 3 people. Hopefully, we're looking for those people who at least they've learned to like the products, and they want to earn getting the products for free or earn a little bit of side income. She enrolls those 3 people. So then imagine that. And I'm going to go on an average of 125 PV, which would be the VMG and the Omega. And so it's the foundational platform with the PB Assist, 125 PV a month order. Right there, those 3 people are going to give her 375 of her personal volume. And as for a whole month, for a whole year, as they're doing those orders, if she enrolls one more person doing anywhere and puts them down below, helps them or something, she's already there for her boost. So that's $100 a month. And then as those people are working towards their 50 and their boost of their to get for their first 100, she's going to be working towards her 250 and her boost of her for the 500, she needs that 800 personal growth volume. They're going to be enrolling and finding 3 people and that's just going to duplicate. She's going to be well beyond 800. And then in ongoing years, what it's looking like is then, do you see how they're working in that platform of, that's where we have to do the math and kind of tell people, let's say after a year, you've gotten your structure started. It's super easy if you're just kind of flowing with the 50 and the 250 of working towards that. People are enrolling, your enrollers are enrolling, and that's going to be in that volume for that team growth volume and even your personal growth volume. As you continue to build this out, you're going to be making these metrics. That's the thing. And then it's really, as you go forward in years and years and years, as many of us have been, how many enrollments do we need a month to keep up if we want to maintain the boosts? So that's the thing we kind of start. Have you done that math, Marty, on kind of, because there's 2 different things. There's the boost, which is your personal enrolling, and there's the team growth volume. And as
we're not talking about team growth volume today, Josie, because that's related to the unilevel.
That's the unilevel. Okay,
nothing to do with power.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that. Exactly. Sorry, that's
Just
different.
trying to keep the focus today.
Yeah, keep the focus on the boosts.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that, rather than going into more examples, I could be wrong, but the numbers, like some people are numbers in their head. I am definitely not. So I wanted to just put this in physical form for people to see like how this works. So I get what you're saying, but when we start throwing around too many numbers orally, I can't follow you. So I apologize. But I think, what the point of this is that taking the time, each of us, to map out, and I want to go back to your question or your comment. This is why I like this calculator. My suggestion to those of you who are interested in this new Power of 3 is to go into your March business in Doterra, in your detailed genealogy, and fill this out and look and see where your holes are for the foundational Power of 3. And then you can start to look at the people you've personally enrolled over the last year and what kind of buying did they do in March. This will give you a basic pulse on how am I going to be doing come June with the new program. Will I be earning the same money? Will I be earning some of the same money? Will I earn more than I have been earning? So that's why I like this, because I think we can look at our past behavior as a beginning step into how we move ahead with building to the maximum return on investment. When we put our order in of 125 or more to get our, free product of the month, to get our foundational wellness, or get whatever it is we buy every month, the best return on that is going to be this power of three thing. So if you have to focus your efforts and your energy and your calculations and your learning and your describing, this is the program to focus on, because everybody wins faster with the power of three, with what they have planned ahead. As Josie was commenting, it is based on your activity. And I want to clarify one thing. Although this chart says your enrollee of 100 points or more, all of this 500 can be your enrollees. Everyone in this picture can be your own enrollees. But, the hope is that by teaching other people how they can earn up to 500 a month, that you're going to get that duplication of effort that is truly what it takes to build a lasting residual income with doTERRA. If you try to pull that, pull the weight of this business all the way up the hill alone forever, it won't grow that well. But if you encourage other people to join you in that effort, because the oils and the products work, and if we can share them with enough people, then we can generate that kind of income and generate that kind of momentum that creates residual income. And aren't we all grateful when we have that? Because this is something that not everybody has access to. So I do want to say, I think if you have to learn, go learn the whole new compensation plan elevated, listen to the calls, get on the information, do your homework. But I would say, if you had to focus on one thing that would be so worth your effort, it would be figuring out, how can I fill this thing in and maximize the power of three bonus and the power of three boost on top of it. And if you can do that, you're going to be in a really good shape, because you're going to be potentially making up to $1,750 a month from your investment of about 125. Right? That's a pretty good return. So
Getting a great question on the chat, Marty.
Yeah.
I don't understand the answer to that.
The people are wanting to know. Let me look at what Danny says. As long as it is personal enrollment.
Wasn't the whole
Yeah,
point
so-
that one of them had to be your enrollee?
Yeah,
and
that's
that
what I just
enrollee had
said.
to have
I just
100?
said the answer to that a minute ago. Aaron asked the question, can you have two people on your front line that your enrollment that equals 100? The answer is, it can be two people, according to Danny. I thought it had to be one, but Danny
Yeah.
knows more because he's involved at a higher level. So I'm going to say that, as long as the
Could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. So
They
that's something.
clarified it, Danny, on a call I was on. I thought that said it had to be one human
One
at
person.
100 or more.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I guess
And
we'll
could be
find
one
that
you're
out.
person who
probably
has
right on that one.
500
So
PV, right? One person can do the whole thing for you.
That is correct.
Okay. I just have another question. As far as anybody knows, are we going to be able to top off starting in June, like we have been up to this point? Like people can go in and put in a second order in the month, and it can add together to equal what it needs to be?
Yes, I will. I don't know why not.
Well, I don't either, but I wondered if anybody had heard anything that would change that.
no, there's nothing.
I think a sale is
No
a sale.
changes on
I
that,
would
as
guess
long
that.
as it's in the same month.
Yeah.
And as long as all this volume is LRP volume.
But that's what she means. If somebody was, wanted to place us, like the instant rewards thing is perfect, right? With the sale, people have already put in their orders, but they might go back in now with this week's sale and add another, 35 PV on an instant rewards. That volume counts towards other rewards volume, towards your total rewards volume.
So I guess that's something to make that is a good qualifier for us to find out. Does it have to be one human with 100 PV LRP, or could it be all if they're your two personal enrollments and they're
No,
both
I'm
LRP, but
pretty
they're under.
confident it's one person.
I am too.
Yeah,
I
they've
think
been
about it,
saying
I do
100 of
believe
that
you're
needs
right
to
on
be
that.
your personal enrollment.
Because you guys, I'm going to go back to the beginning. This is a
100 personal rewards volume. That just says volume.
100 of the 500 must be personally
I don't
enrolled.
know. All I'll tell you is I've been on about 7 of these calls, and they do talk about it as 100 PV order. And I have had them explain that it's one person. But you know,
I do believe you're right.
But
That
I
one-
appreciate the question because it's not clear there. I understand why Aaron could have thought, okay, well, if I have 4 enrollments and everybody had 25 PV, that was LRP, then that equals 100 of my personal enrollments. But that's not what I believe that they mean.
I don't have any other slides, so that's all I can say about that. But yeah, so ask your account manager and ask your people and clarify that, and then you know we'll all know.
Marty, thank you for the form.
You're welcome. Hopefully that'll be helpful, you know, to kind of get prepared. My biggest thing is we've got a couple of months, you guys, to really look at this and calculate how are we doing now? How will we be in the new world starting in June? And I think it's a great opportunity to see where the gaps are in your power of 3 potential income. So not only, you know, I mean, since the majority of you on this call have already earned some power of 3 at one time, I didn't really focus this whole thing on you, the brand new builder, because the brand new builder looks at this with new eyes because they have never been on any other compensation plan. This is it, right? So I think for those of us that have been focused on the other plan, it's a good idea to map out how your team looks in this new 500 pod concept. It is different, and it will not necessarily, you should not assume that your current payout will be the same in the future unless you do the calculation. I mean, I know it isn't the same for me, so I'll just tell you that. I would take the time with the pencil and paper and work through it and take a look at where the gaps are and then think about that. Okay, any other questions on this today?
I have found
How are
the
you
quick
guys feeling?
reports, very helpful. I would definitely really advise people to go look at those quick reports, the new ones in the back office.
Yeah, definitely. Any other comments from people? What are you guys feeling about this?
It was very helpful. Thank you so much.
Aisha, what do you think?
Well, I was just gonna jump in. First of all, thank you so much for breaking that down for us. I know some of you are hearing this maybe for the second or third time. Some of you are hearing this for the first time. Wherever you are, know that we're all learning together. And this is definitely something to continue to visit. And if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, you're not alone. So we're all absorbing and learning together, especially if you've been here for a long time. It is like learning up basically a whole new compensation plan. So if you're in that space of overwhelm, just take a breath. We're going to continue to talk about this. I highly recommend getting on the corporate calls and taking the time to really wrap your head around it. If you have an account manager, reach out to them. That's what they're there for. Schedule some meetings so you can wrap your head around, okay, this is what's going on in my personal business. And then what are the steps I'm going to take to help my leaders understand and move towards success? So now is the time for us all to get in the trenches and start working on our own businesses so we can not have any surprises or disappointments come June or as this transitions into the new system. And it's making me realize we do a business call every month that maybe we'll just continue talking about this so we can all continue to learn and grow together for the next few months. Marty, would you take a moment? I know we have a lot of new people on the call today, which is wonderful. So I do hope that you continue to join us. We have amazing topics that we dive into every week. And Marty, we have a special guest joining us next week. Would you give us a little shout out about that?
Yes, in fact, a week from today, we have Dr. Nicole Stevens coming on I'm going to be interviewing her about all of the research. She's the vice president of clinical research at Doterra. She's been with the company for, I want to say 15 years. And she does phenomenal work and her team in researching the oils and the supplements to determine their efficacy, the dosage, and really to create the proof that we all want and that people want to share. And she's a wonderful speaker, and we've given her quite a laundry list of questions that she is super excited about. So I'm really looking forward to hearing from her with some updates on some of the research that doTERRA has been doing behind the scenes and how it affects you personally and the people in your doTERRA team. So I think you're going to really want to hear this, and I hope you will invite friends to come be on that call. Same time, same dial-in number. It'll be about an hour, and she is really excited. This is a terrific opportunity to have a unique audience with Dr. Stevens and hear from her.
Yes, thank you. And I'll just review, if you're new to the call, you can check out our website at hellovisionary.life. You can opt in for our newsletter. We have the link, the Zoom link for the calls on the front page of the site. We also have an Instagram page, Visionary Leaders, and I post the memes and the invites. You're welcome to share from that page and invite other people in your community. This call is open to all. And then again, the recordings are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. It's the Visionary Leaders page on YouTube. So you're welcome to follow us, leave a review. That really helps everything, and support your teams. And as what I love in doTERRA is we are all one family. We are all here to support the collective. So thank you all so much for joining us. Again, Marty, big thank you to you. And Danny, thanks for joining us for the extra support today. We really appreciate it. We'll look forward to seeing you all next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Take care. Get on your calls.
you.
Corporate.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye.
Marty.